Good evening, friends. Welcome back to my channel Infinite Trade. My name is Robin, and let's do a Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis for tomorrow. And also, we'll just talk about some weekly outlook. So, because we are going to cover weekly outlook and intraday analysis, the video can be a bit longer. So, please excuse me for that. And I'll definitely try to cover things as early as possible. So, this is the weekly chart. If you all remember, last week we discussed that on the weekly chart, we spoke about Nifty, that Nifty has formed two red candles and two green candles. So we may see two red candles again, and that happened to be correct. And we can see two red candles in Nifty once again. Okay, so that's why I told you last time that this analysis may sound foolish at times, but this works a lot of times. Okay, so similarly in Bank Nifty also, we spoke about some formation. Let me show you that. So in Bank Nifty, we discussed that there were four green candles and one red candle. So we already had four green candles. So we anticipated that we can see another red candle coming up here, and that is true, and that has happened here. Okay, so now we need to see on a weekly time frame that what else can we expect here. So I have marked some levels on the future chart. So the figures can be a little different, but I did not wanted to mess up with the spot chart. So that's why let me just show you this. So coming back to this again, if you all remember, we discussed this earlier about the Elliott wave theory formation here. So we discussed that like we already have 5 impulsive waves, and then we need to have some corrective waves, and we discussed that in Nifty we can expect 14,366, and the data formation as of now looks like big players are planning something like that. So market is getting bearish slow and steadily. We'll discuss the data also. So people may ask, like especially the new joiners, how have I derived this 14,366? So nothing, we are just going to plot a Fibonacci tool from the COVID low to the all-time high. Okay, and if so comparatively the other markets, the other world markets, Indian markets are definitely bullish. So as per Fibonacci, what happens is once a trend is established, it takes a dip at 0.382. Okay, and then it continues further. It can come up to 0.5 retracement level and continue, or it can come up to 0.6 also and continue. The idea of coming to 0.382 or 0.236 is the breaking of the all-time high happens immediately. Okay, so it happens within some time. So this is a monthly chart. So if it comes to 0.382, we can expect that in next 4, 5, 6 months, we can break out the all-time high. But as and when it goes to 0.5 or 0.6, the breaking of all-time high becomes a little difficult and it takes a lot of time. Okay, so in case if it comes to 0.6, then the Indian market can go sideways for a long time, maybe for a year or something. And going to reach 20,000 or 25,000, it may take a year or a couple of years. Like for the people who watch my videos since very long time, they know that we discuss that Indian markets may come to 20 or 22,000 before the elections in India. Okay, so the 0.38 level happens to be 14,366. Okay, this figure is same in futures as well as spot, and 0.6 happens to be 11,754, and 0.5 is at 13,000. So I always told you all that this dip is still pending regardless of the market movement, and it may come for sure. So whenever it comes there, obviously it is a very good opportunity to invest in long term. So this is what I wanted to say. And if you want to look at the levels in Bank Nifty also, so this is how the Elliott wave theory is. And if you want to see, so Bank Nifty has already tested 0.382. Okay, so if you can see here, this is where we tested 0.382, and now we couldn't break this high. If we break this high, then the uptrend continues, or if it reverses from here, then 0.5 is at 28,200 and 0.6 is at 25,800. So some may think that market will not fall until that place, but you never know. It is market. It can do anything that we haven't planned yet. Okay, so that's it about the overall outcome of what's happening in the Indian market. And if you look at Dow Jones and stuff, uh, see, let me just show you. So Dow Jones is already at pre-COVID levels. Okay, so this is the COVID fall that we had, and from here we fell during the COVID, and Dow Jones has already reached that particular point. And if you look at Nasdaq, so Nasdaq's COVID fall was this. Okay, sorry, there is Nasdaq. Yeah, so Nasdaq's COVID fall was this particular place, and we are already approaching it. So the US markets are definitely bearish, and Indian markets are surprisingly bullish. But uh, it's a good news also that Indian markets are bullish. So obviously, if they fall, I don't think so they will even come back to pre-COVID levels. So that is something a good news. So now what we all have to do is look for opportunities to uh, go long for long term. Okay, I'll definitely post levels wherein we can start accumulating our positions. If you all remember, I had posted long way back when Nifty came to 15,200. I think in the month of July or June or something like that. I had invested, and a lot of people don't know this, but I exited when all the positions when Bank Nifty reached 41,700. Okay, so caught the perfect bottom and caught the perfect top is what I believe, and we'll do that once again, and this time you all can join with me. Okay, so now let's quickly discuss the data and see what's cooking up for tomorrow. Okay, uh, so there is some news going around about the Chinese president Xi Jinping. I don't know if it's true or it's a rumor, but nevertheless we don't really care about it. All that we care is what FIs are carrying. Okay, so if you look at the data is surprising because Bank Nifty almost fell 1100 points, and Nifty, it fell around how much did it fell? I think around 300, yeah, 300 points. So despite of such a huge fall, FIIs have closed long, agreed, but I thought they may add some longs here, but they have added 28,000 shorts. Okay, so this is dangerous because after a 1,000 point fall, you add more shorts because that's not how you trade, right? You trade for a retracement, then you go short again. But this is something weird, so they are definitely getting extremely bearish. So maybe some news is definitely cooking around. This could be one of the reason why they have such a huge position. If you look at options, they are net long in calls. So this is maybe, you know, after such a big fall, there may be a chance of a gap up or something. So for that, they have bought some calls when they can book profits in case if it opens with a gap up. And they are net long on puts as well. If you look at pros, net short on calls and net long on puts. So both are bearish. Okay, so FIIs and pros both are bearish. So when both are bearish, then there is a problem. Okay, so market doesn't move directionally with a strong momentum because both the players are on one side, and it becomes difficult for them to complete all their orders just with using retailers here. So market will be in pressure, and what we'll do is we'll use the trending method about sell on rise. So that should be our formula for tomorrow. So now let's discuss the levels. Sorry. So I've kept the levels same in Nifty. I'll show you why. So this is the hourly chart, and if you all remember, we have put this 29th August low and the high of 15th September. So last week we discussed that we already took support at 0.6 a couple of times. So I told you that on Friday we'll definitely break this if we come back here again, and this time we broke it and we went to 0.786, okay, and close somewhere here. So mark these levels. This is going to be important. Now I'm going back to the smaller time frame. So what are we going to do is, see, this space looks more like an accumulation, okay, and cash selling would have caused this sharp selling here, okay. They have sold in cash market also. So this entire area looks like an accumulation, so we can draw a trend line here, and once this swing crosses, then we can think of going for a call, looking at an a pullback trade maybe. So that pullback can happen once again until 17,500 to 520. Okay, so mark a trend line here. Let's do that in my chart too. So we'll club this, we'll club this. Good. And where are we planning to go long? We'll mark that level too. So yeah, so above 17,422 we can go long. Okay, we'll buy a CE. Our target will be 17,520. Okay, this is the upside trade, but frankly speaking, we are not supposed to take this upside trade because data doesn't tell anything like that. But in case if you get at 17,500, like even if it is going up and if we miss this particular trade, that's okay. But here definitely we should go short. Okay, from here we can see some fall. So in case if we get market Nifty at 17,500, we're going to buy put. Our first target is going to be 17,400, and the second target is going to be 17,320. Okay, so this is in case of a gap up opening maybe, and if it goes and touches this place, and if you open flat, okay, if you're going up, we are not going to do anything. Only if it crosses 17,422 is when we'll go for a long trade. But in case if it is just bending again down and coming back and breaking this level, we can go for a put. Okay, then eventually it may break this level and fall back down to, what are the next levels that we have? 17,150. Okay, so once it breaks the low of 17,300, the next target is 17,150. And if it opens with a slight gap down, like around 250 or something, we'll wait for it to come upside. And if we get it around 17,350 or 360, okay, we can go short again, and then eventually we should get back to the day low, and it should break 17,300, and we may see a further fall until 17,150. Okay, so any big gap down, then the market can be a little confusing. Why? Because let me show you. 15 minutes. So the buying levels come near 16,600. Okay, so this entire level can continue off with selling. So since both the big players are bearish, any gap up should be considered for selling. Flat open and breaking of the low should be considered as selling. The only problem is when we open with a big gap down, obviously they'll book the put longs that they have, and pros will book the call shorts plus the put longs. So the chances of reversal and going up is definitely there if there is a huge gap down. So when there's a huge gap down, let's trade for a pullback. Okay. So this is my view on Nifty. Let's quickly discuss Bank Nifty. Okay. So Bank Nifty also, we have beautiful lines here. So if you all remember in my Thursday night's video, I told you that 39,432 is an important level. And also in the Telegram channel, I told you that do not go short beyond this, and market exactly halted here. Okay. So that's the respect it gives for the Fibonacci levels. So in Bank Nifty, what we should do in case if we get a gap up around 40,000. Okay. So, and if it comes down, we'll definitely take a put, or if it continues on the upside, will not do anything, and we can go short at 40,350. Okay, or 350. Okay, let's move to a 5-minute chart, because 15 minutes directly shows us 350, and that can be a little dangerous. Yeah, even on 5 minutes it looks like that. Okay, so whenever there is a sharp fall like this, usually there is a retracement also, a little sharp, okay, which we call it as the mean reversion. So that can also take place, but for that the market has to open gap up above 40,000, and then it should continue on the upside. If that happens, then definitely this is the best place to go short. You can buy a put with a small SL here, and you can actually trail it with your as a positional trade. Okay, if we open flat and we break down further, okay, wait for a 15 minutes candle close here. Okay, because sometimes what happens on the 5-minute chart, uh, they'll break it and then they'll put a doji and then they immediately come back in. So to avoid this confusion, let's wait for 15 minutes, because definitely this is an important level. So we'll wait for that. So a 15 minutes candle close below this level, we can look for a retracement and go for a put. The next target happens to be what is the next level? Okay, from 39,400, I think we should look to book somewhere around 39,050. So there we can get an halt. Okay, and you can mark these levels on your chart. And the second thing is, if we open gap down. So if we open gap down by breaking this level, then it's a confirmation that it is going to stay below only. Okay, so just a retracement will go for a put, and we'll look for a target of 39,050. Gap up we already discussed. In this place, if we open gap up, so here if it sustains or if it makes a higher low, higher high kind of price action, then also you can go long, but it is better you go short on put rather than buying call option here. Okay, so this is my view on Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I tried my best to keep the video as short as possible. Let's meet in another video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.